Hello, I'm Michael Diamond, and you're watching Muscle Central. Okay, what I'll be talking about in this video are two substances that bodybuilders are using that are very dangerous, potentially deadly, and really are needed. The first is insulin. Insulin has been touted as being the most anabolic hormone in the body, and I was under the belief at one time that is the case. Insulin is not anabolic. Insulin drives nutrients into the muscle cells, mainly glucose and the other nutrients, amino acids, piggyback on that and go into the muscle cells. But the insulin is not an anabolic hormone. If uh, if you were trying to be a bodybuilder, you're training hard and you're eating right, and you're just using insulin, uh, an insulin protocol to put on muscle, yeah, you probably get some gains, but you get those same gains if you didn't use anything at all. You just trained hard and ate properly. If you went on a cycle of steroids, you're going to make the gains. Insulin alone, you're not going to make the gains, and you're running the risk of getting fat. Insulin is not an anabolic hormone, and uh, it said it can kill you a short time after injecting it, after its usage. You can go into insulin shock, and if you don't get uh, help fast enough, you can die. Uh, it's not needed. There's unless you're an insulin dependent diabetic, there's no reason to use it. It's not an anabolic hormone. Period. Uh, Next thing is diuretics. It's another thing that bodybuilders use, and very dangerous. Could be very deadly. You can die a short time after administering the diuretics. Uh, Look at Momo Benaziza, prime example. He died after a competition from the use of diuretics. Why do bodybuilders use diuretics? To pull out the last bit of uh, excess water from the body before a show. Now you got to be careful pulling the extra excess water out of the body, because muscle cells are made up of water also, and you need that water in the muscles to give them that full round look to them. And if you and the diuretics do not discriminate whether the water is being held under the skin or in the muscle. It just pulls water out of the muscles, and if you pull it out, just pulls water out of the body. And if you pull it out of the muscles, you're going to go flat. It can screw up your electrolyte balance, and that's where it becomes dangerous. You can cramp up on stage, and you can, worst case scenario, die. Do you need the diuretics? No. If you do your contest prep properly and just at the last phases of contest prep, just pull back on your fluid intake, you should be fine. Um, if it's real, if you're really having an issue, then there could be other things that can occur that can cause you to hold a little extra water, cortisol, nerves, tension, that could cause you to hold a little bit more fluid. If it's really an issue, you can do what I've done. I've never used Lasix or any of those Diazide, any of those diuretics when I competed. What I have done, if I felt that my body was holding a little more fluid than it should, I go to the pharmacy, go to the woman's aisle, and I get a product called Diurex. It's marketed towards the women. They use for that time of month when they're holding a little, holding water, and it's used by the women for that purpose. And why I use the Diurex product as opposed to other products you might find in that section, because they have other components to it that do other things. The Diurex is strictly a diuretic. It's a mild diuretic, and it will help you expel any extra fluid that you might be carrying, excess fluid that you might be carrying, without the dangerous side effects. Okay, to conclude this video, you should not be using insulin unless you're an insulin-dependent diabetic. Insulin is not an anabolic hormone. It just drives nutrients into the muscle cells. It doesn't have any anabolic properties. And unless you, like I said, unless you're an insulin-dependent diabetic, there's no reason you should be using it. And as far as the diuretics go, if you do your contest prep properly, you shouldn't need it. If something occurs and you might need a little something, use an over-the-counter product. I prefer Diurex, found in the women's section. It has no other components to it other than a natural diuretic, and it's safe. If you agree or disagree with what I've said in this video, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, and by all means subscribe. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. This way you get notified every time I put up a new video. Once again, this is Michael Diamond, and I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.